استراحة الآن.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, I'm blushing. That's embarrassing. Okay, welcome in. How's everyone going? I hope you're doing well. Welcome into SATAC. We're up for one of the really good matches that is about to happen between inSky and the members of NEMESIS. Two teams that have enormous pedigree, and I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. First things first, though, we need to get the dice rolls out of the way. Let's make sure this all works the way we want it to. It does. Caucasus only, so 3, 2, 1, go. That's map number 5, which is overcast afternoon with rain. So it's going to be a wet weather match. We're going to do a dice roll, heads or tails. Number one is heads, number 2 is tails, and inSky has chosen tails. And inSky wins the dice roll to pick the starting side. So let's get everything set up in the background. I hope that you guys are all doing very well. I wish it was the mechanic. Mechanic's not here at the moment. Alright, mission load. And we are looking for Tbilisi Sukhumi 5. The old guys will have to put up with me being a little bit coffee and yucky and all that sort of thing. So how are you guys all going? Welcome in, welcome in. This is going to be such a fun match. I'm so excited. But the weather's going to be rough. That's going to make things a little bit interesting. Okay, everything on the back end is looking fantastic. Perfect. And we'll be getting started very shortly here. Of course, we have inSky, the famous Chinese team. They have been SATAC regulars and winners since the dawn of time, and NEMESIS, the team from Greece. And let's have a look at that weather. I am just hosting, I am commentating this match here. So, for those of you who are familiar with the battle space, you will see that this is Sukhumi versus Tbilisi. It is the classic growling Sidewinder matchup. Both airfields equidistant from the starting zone and 186 nautical miles away from each other, with all of the valley of the Caucasus Mountains to make best use of. But have a look at this weather, huh? Terrain is going to be difficult. Visibility is going to be tricky as well. Hopefully they get started and take off soon, because even then, the sun's getting real low. So there'll be cloud cover and fog to contend with. Prime opportunity for some controlled flight into terrain. And inSky has chosen the blue team, meaning that over here on the red team, we have NEMESIS with Officer, Baseball, Kikaku, Leodama, and Scout Urbu lined up so far. F-16s with one F-18. We have some horrific liveries as well on both teams. I've got a chance to have a look at these beforehand, and they look fabulous. Firstly, the members of NEMESIS, all painted up and looking good. And I'm led to believe they all have customized helmets as well. So here we have Baseball. And over here we have... Oh, he's getting away from me. We'll have a look in a minute. Meanwhile, over on the blue team, we have Wu Wei, A Cup of Liberty, Andy 45, XG, HTWJ, and Yanyu. All of these pilots quite famous, and you can see SATAC 2022 as part of the livery for the team of inSky, who are representing China. And they take pride in their SATAC competition, as they should. They've done very well. Looks like it's a mix-up of F-18s, and for the first time I'm seeing in the competition, this looks a lot like a Strike Eagle. And not just one Strike Eagle, but two. inSky bringing out the big birds. And it looks like Aeolus is the last one for NEMESIS to make their way in. Have they got a cool custom helmet? They do. Look at that. Can't get enough of this. I love personalized airframes, especially when they're for exact specific pilots, because you just know that these people take pride in their planes. And it looks like the members of NEMESIS are getting themselves ready super quick. Let's do a poll to see who we are supporting for this match. We'll do it for 10 minutes. So make sure you vote now on your screens. No tactical air launch decoys just yet. But not triple bagging the Hornet, which is interesting. Just excuse me as I cough up a lung here. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Heck, you don't have to do that. Let's have a look at how things are progressing over on the blue team. I feel like I have to visit Sukumi Airport in real life. You would think that there would be lots of interesting information about Sukumi Airport. Particularly this building. I wanted to do a YouTube video on the significance of this building because I thought that it would be some kind of semi-famous monument, but no, it was built in 2007, which is much later than I expected. I thought it would have been a one of those large Soviet monuments, you know. But no, it's more modern than that. Looks like the members of NEMESIS are getting themselves ready spaghetti. And it looks like the members of inSky are taxiing along as well. And in fact, we had the Strike Eagles, and it looks like we have just a regular Charlie as well. Oh my goodness, you know when you're feeling a little bit sick and you have a big drink of water or something and the act of swallowing, like, unclogs your ears? Are they both? Oh, they swapped out. I thought they were Eagles, but actually they're they're Charlie models. inSky is a fearsomely professional team. They have so much experience. And this lineup of players here, Wu Wei, Cup of Liberty, HCWJ, XG, Yanyu, Andy 45. I've seen all of these people fly before, and they are all very good. So NEMESIS is going to have a tricky fight on their hands. But any team that looks as good as they do, I think, has to be in it to win it, right? And both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. And there we have it. It's the beginning of round 1 of inSky facing off against NEMESIS. Got to be careful of that wake turbulence. Had some people who had a little bit of trouble with it. But look at how clean this takeoff is. Let's check on his teammates. A little bit of a wobble, but not bad. This is the one I'm worried about. Yep, he's up safe. Good, good, good. It's a foggy day, so visibility will be limited. Meanwhile, the members of inSky are wasting no time to get off the runway. Looks like the F-15s haven't taken off yet. But we have Andy 45 taking off in the F-18. And Urbu the Merc is taking off. The last of the NEMESIS team to take off in an F-18 with just one bag, so this plane's going to be slick and fast. But look at this fog. Visibility is going to be excruciating. But does that mean that you keep the fight high? Or do you try and use that cloud cover to your advantage? And it looks like Wu Wei and a Cup of Liberty are about to get going. And that is everyone off the ground now. You see, this is how hard these guys min-max their planes. They only put sidewinders on the inner pylon here, because the one on the outer pylon causes more drag. And they avoid bringing it just so that you get that little bit extra speed in the super long-range shots. I've seen F-18s and I've seen F-15s with loadouts like this that have gotten kills from up to 80 nautical miles away. The F-15Cs are packing the standard loadout of 4 AMRAAMs and 2 AIM-9s, electing not to bring 4 AIM-9s so that they don't have the draggy outer pylon ones. Looks like the formations are forming for NEMESIS, with Officer and Aeolus forming up and heading towards the south in F-16s. Lead Dharma is leading the way for Urbu the Merc and Kikaku, who are appearing to head down the center, and Baseball is following up on the southern group. It may not be the best day for flying, but damn looks good. HTWJ is going to be the first one to get into the barrier. Flying at 14,000 feet, right in amongst the clouds. Hold on. Is HTWJ missing a missile? Where did his AMRAAM go? HTWJ is coming into this fight one missile short. We'll have to ask whether or not that's intentional or a mistake. The battle area is contested. That does mean that we have a fight now. But yes, one AMRAAM not on the wings for HTWJ. And oh my god, this loadout. Ah, no. Asymmetrical Hornet loadouts. Ah, no. Looks like inSky are the favorites to win. But I don't know how, with XG bringing 1, 2, 3, 4 Sidewinders, 3 Sparrows, and 4 AMRAAMs. That is an outrageous loadout. That is unacceptable. Look at the poor thing. Okay, Aeolus, Officer, and Baseball going quite fast now. Separation between the groups is about 90 nautical miles. Tech, you can't buy social credit. You have to win it by being loyal. But that's okay. I'll put in a good word with inSky. They like me over there. I'm going to have to stream on Bilibili one day so that they can, so that the Chinese nationals can watch as well. No, it's not a harm. It's an extra Sparrow. What about Andy 45? Has Andy 40? Oh no! Andy 45's got a weird loadout too. Ew! He's got the one fuel tank, one Sparrow loadout. Oh, I hate it. Wu Wei going far off into the north, going at 37,000 feet and absolutely clapping along at speed. Okay, make sure that all of our volumes and everything are good. Alright, looks like Aeolus and Officer might be peeling off to go and deal with a Cup of Liberty, who's 70 nautical miles away in the south. Meanwhile, HTWJ leads the charge against Leodama, Kikaku, and Scout, Urbu, 55 nautical miles. Double Ugly. Some people like Double Ugly. Especially JF-17 pilots, because they don't have many pylons to work with, but if there's one thing that, as an aeroplane, puts me on edge, you know, it stresses me out, makes me curl my toes, is asymmetrical loadouts. HTWJ is like, oh man, I can't wait to use all 4 of my AIM 120s. You only brought 3. What are Leodama and the Northern Group up to? Looks like they're happy at about 30,000 to 20,000 feet. This song is Agnes Day from Ace Combat 4. So the F-18 providing top cover for the 2 F-16s. And are we about to get a shot? He's absolutely ripping up to altitude now. That fuel tank is off, so there goes the launch. And that looks like it's heading out for Wu Wei, who's fired in response. Wu Wei at 40,000 feet. A Cup of Liberty has also fired off an AIM-120 towards Officer in the southern group. This has some potential. In fact, Officer, it looks like they're caught badly out of position here. This missile's traveling at 1,800 knots. The opening shot against the southern group may well connect. Bang, down goes Officer, the first casualty for Nemesis, the long-range inSky jets, managing to score the first kill. This missile heading towards the northern group. Looks like it has some potential. We'll keep an eye on it. HTWJ and Leodama are getting quite close to each other. Leodama fires off the first missile of the engagement, still has the bags on. Two AIM-120s heading out towards HTWJ now, who is going very low to get away. Got the jamming pod on. This AIM-120 we said would keep an eye on has run out of speed and track and has run into the mountains. XG, now the closest one, has a missile fired at them. Are they going to fire in response? Doesn't look like it, but he can see his opponent. This AIM-120 heading towards XG. You have to be careful of that one. But it doesn't look like it has a good track. And XG is diving down towards terrain. Should have no trouble getting away from this. But having to contend with the very foggy weather down low. Another short-range shot heading towards Scout. Oh no, don't tell me Yanyu might be catching a friendly missile here. Countermeasures going out. And impact. Who got shot there? That was another member of Nemesis. And Baseball may be in trouble here. Baseball gets splashed by an AIM-120 as well. So, Leodama and Baseball go down, meaning it's a 3v6 now. And Kikaku is right in the mix. Kikaku surrounded with XG coming up from behind. A 120 fired, but Kikaku is already quite defensive. Scout going to have to contend with a 120 coming in. Baseball hits the ground, and Scout Urbu manages to get away with it. XG chasing down. At short range, an F-16 launching 120s. Kikaku defending with everything he's got. Scout Urbu comes in to support, firing a 120. This one going for Andy 45, who has a nice deep valley to hide in, unless he gets unlucky with the track. Oh, God! Okay, it does... Okay. It does and doesn't connect. Scout Urbu, surrounded by members of inSky now. Missiles traveling in all directions. He's got pinned on both sides. Wu Wei is right behind Kikaku, but at high altitude, 33,000 feet, Aeolus somewhat out of position here. Urbu and XG merging at close range. A missile comes off the wings. This one's going for XG. The one fired at XG misses, and Urbu hits the deck. XG gets away by the skin of their teeth, but not lucky enough to escape the second missile, which was fired by Kikaku, who gets taken out for their troubles. Aeolus is now the last man standing, but some damage has been done to inSky. Missile didn't have the energy to make it all the way up to the F-15, which is at 25,000 feet. Aeolus is defending against this missile, which he's quite handily defeated now. What can this F-16 do? It's looking clean, it's looking lean, it's looking mean. 2 AMRAAMs, 2 winders to deal with 4 members of inSky, including the 2 F-15s. Yanyu, the closest one. Aeolus going to have to make something here, using one of those precious last 2 remaining AMRAMs. This one has to contend with being notched. But he is tracking. Lost track. Gets notched. Regains track. Gets notched again. And miss by centimeters. Aeolus very unlucky to not have that one connect. An AIM-120 coming out towards Aeolus, who got caught out quite high here. Launches another missile. Aeolus takes the AIM-9 and gets splashed. And that AIM-120 that was fired at HTWJ, who gets away from it. HTWJ, Yan Yu, Wu Wei, and a Cup of Liberty make it out of the first round to a probable victory from inSky. I told you, inSky is no team to be messed with. They fight really, really hard. But I was surprised to see 2 casualties in the first round. And I have just realized something. That my TAC view disconnected, unfortunately. And I cannot give you a TAC view at this time. We'll see if I can pick that up once the server restarts and we get a chance to look at it. Sorry about that, guys. I'll do my best to grab the TAC view as soon as we can. Looks like a Cup of Liberty is leading the flight back home. So, it wasn't a clean sweep, which is important because that little bit of hope will be keeping the morale for the members of NEMESIS intact. But it may take a bit of a tactics change. A Cup of Liberty crossing 60,000 feet. Oh my goodness. He's like, the weather's bad down there. I don't feel like going. Alright, you sleep well, F5E. Damn, he's going fast. And I think we can comfortably say that we will probably get at least someone from inSky back home. Wu Wei, not climbing to 60,000 feet. A Cup of Liberty traveling at 1,080 knots. How's that for a pattern? Cup of Liberty getting on a short final. Making that air brake work for its money. That's a dive down from 60,000 feet. Didn't take long. My lungs. This is a very, very speedy landing. Still, 3 wheels down. And a popped front tire. That is what happens when you land at 1 billion knots. But that is down and safe. Round 1 goes to inSky. Unless... okay. Well, I think he's probably going to have to stay there. We'll send out a tow truck. HCWJ, the next one to come in. Maybe once he lands, he can pick up that AMRAM that he left behind. And I think a Cup of Liberty is stuck. Alright, and that's a safe landing. Does look a little bit lopsided, doesn't he? Wonder if he broke something. Why is his plane on an angle? Did he collapse his right landing gear? He got the lowrider F-16. Looks like a flat right tire. Yanyu, the next one to have a go. Okay, Wu Wei and Yanyu, the last ones to come in. Yanyu looks like they're lining up. 1986. I stop outside the runway. He's down on the ground, he's alive and safe, and he could repair if he wanted to. So, he's close enough. And certainly the other members of inSky will double secure the win by hopefully landing and not leaving the runway. In fact, it might be Wu Wei who's coming in first. Oh my goodness, what are these landings? You're stressing me out. You see, I think this is just showing off. You know what? We'll take it. At least the front tire's intact. And they hear the wah. What a landing indeed. Let's have a look at Yanyu as they come in. It follows all. Yeah, if you had to type out the noises that a plane makes, how would you describe the F-15's engine nozzles? And spectacular. Even with the aero brakes, perfect. Well, the crew chief isn't going to have to put this plane back together. Looking good, feeling good. And that is all down. Alrighty. Well, let's get ready for round 2. I'll restart the server. And we'll get ourselves ready for round number 2. Fwamp. Now would be a perfect time to stand up, get yourself a drink, stretch, and prepare for the next round. While I see if I can retrieve that TACView file. We'll also run a couple of ads as well in just a minute. Let me check. So what do we think has to change for the members of Nemesis? I think they showed very good promise in that first round, more than I think we would necessarily give them... Yeah, we don't want to not give them enough credit for how close they got it there. Okay, let's see if this is what I want. This would be so much easier if I wasn't sick. All right. Here we have TAC view. We'll do a quick catch up on what just happened. The northern group, the southern group rather, officer gets caught out of position here, but have a look at this shot from a Cup of Liberty. 50 nautical miles. So that's a successful 50 nautical mile shot from a Cup of Liberty. And this missile just goes to show quite what you can achieve with a little bit of altitude and speed. That missile was still traveling at Mach 2.9 when it impacted Officer, and Officer was only going 1.1. An early loss. They're going to have to be careful not to get caught out by that, especially with the F-15s in the sky. They handled themselves really well in the short-range fight, though. Leodama, I think, getting unlucky and getting caught here. Very surprising that this missile didn't get notched in the terrain. A little bit of chaff might have gotten that one confused. But that one was shot from a Cup of Liberty as well. High altitude to low altitude. Kikaku pulled off a wonderful defense here as well. Getting away from some missiles. And fighting quite hard here. Until Keikaku was the last one left. Scout Urbu gets right up close to XG. The two of them at 1.6 nautical miles. An aim 7 from Scout Urbu. I cannot believe that neither of those hit. Look at that. Dodging the aim 9 with flares, but pushing it a little bit too far. Dodging the aim 7 as well. And then, unfortunately, introducing themselves to the terrain. HCWJ's missile leaves Aeolus the last one behind. And Aeolus gets caught out by a... Ooh, look at this spicy AIM 120 shot. High off bore sight. All right. Right, we're going to do a be right back while we get ready for the next round, guys. Welcome back, guys. As the teams are lining up. The teams have switched sides now. So, we have Leodama, Scout Urbu, Officer, Aeolus, Kikaku, and Baseball lined up, looking lean, mean, and ready to go. They have everything they need to pull away with a win here, I think. They'll be out for Bud. As my DCS is not doing great. Oh, there we go. Alright, we got it back. And they're all lined up and ready to go. Meanwhile, looks like we have a Nacho coming in for inSky. Where are their F-15s? I thought they couldn't change airframes. Double ugly on the Hornet. AIM-9X is not allowed. Where can you look at the rules? On the SATAC Discord, where you just saw the link pop by. Okay, so it looks like we're getting a J11 swapping out for the F-15s. My biggest problem is that they've taken off all their lovely liveries. They have all these pretty liveries. Anyway, we have XG, Andy45, Duck Agent, Kainau, Nacho. Alright, both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Alright. And the 2 Hornets will lead the way for inSky. Meanwhile, every time I say that, I think of the Dire Straits song Industrial Disease. Kikaku starts rolling down the runway here. With Aeolus and Baseball. The last 2 to take off. Let's get another look at those cool helmets. I love these. Oh wow, their custom liveries have higher resolution cockpits as well. If you guys have been enjoying the competition, don't forget to follow the links in chat to join in on all of the activities being organised by SATAC and the 51st PVO. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all the follows. We are 5 follows away from 4,000, which is very exciting. We are 4 follows away from 4,000. Thank you, Useless Fufu. Thank you, Redlands. Thank you, everyone. XG leading the way, gaining altitude in the asymmetrical Hornet. Don't worry, it hurts me too. So the ground's full of volumetric fog and the sky is full of contrails. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. Scout Urbu, despite being a mercenary, has the skins for the members of NEMESIS, which I always appreciate. If you're going to get a mercenary to come join your team, you've got liveries, I think they should wear them. Andy 45 leading the charge down into the southern area. A clever way to get 2 bags and stay in the missile limit? Absolutely. But it's asymmetrical. And it doesn't look as nice to me. And when it comes to aerial combat, the most important thing is to look cool. Fortunately, the flight control system, and there it goes. The FCS in the F-18 is pretty good at balancing it out. But now he's got a little bit of a lean. He's going to have to trim that out. Alright. Both teams going to enter the circle around about the same time, but it looks like the members of NEMESIS are leading the way. They have formed their battle line. I'll make sure my TAC view is connected. which it is. Fantastic. An XG enters the zone with Duck Agent right behind. Looks like inSky likes to use these early rounds as an opportunity for everyone to get a little bit of experience in competition. So, it's not uncommon for inSky to trade in some high-quality viewers. Sorry, the music got really loud. Okay, that's all good now. Meanwhile, where's the J11? Okay, it's up here. J11's taking a long way around up north. And for some reason, with the way the light caught that R27T, made it look strange to me. I didn't realize that the booster was thicker on the R27 for some reason. And I've got them. And of course, SD10's available on the J11s as well. So a strong contender for short and long range. Downsides of the J11 is that it's the size of a city apartment. Sorry. Will anyone manually loft? Oh, almost without doubt. Scout Urbu and Kikaku break off to the north. The J11, flown by 2001, is going to be capturing their attention, I think. Meanwhile, Leodama and Officer separate out, with Nacho, the most southern of the members of inSky. Kaboom. XG is only 38 nautical miles away, but will they try a shot? Taking off that last fuel tank and building up speed, I think we're going to see a climb, preparation for a shot. They can actually see some of the contrails of NEMESIS off in the distance already. Yeah, they can see each other. So the F-18s will be the first to fire at each other. Contrails visible. And a missile comes off the wings. They both fire at the same time. Scout Urbu and XG trade missiles in the air at a range of 20 nautical miles, 21. Both manually adding a little bit of loft there. And both staying at exactly the same altitude. The missiles crisscross each other in the air. XG turns cold. And Urbu does the same. I don't think either of those missiles will have the legs to get anywhere. Nacho elects not to engage with Officer here and starts turning northwards to rejoin their team. 30 nautical miles away from Officer. Leodama is pushing here towards Kainau and Andy. Kainau is only at 3,000 feet, flying dead low throughout the volumetric fog. Kikaku now looking down the barrel of 2001's J11, but they have a 35,000 foot altitude difference, so it's not going to be easy to see each other. Officer and Leodama getting close to Kainau now. Is Kainau going to fire from low altitude? Still with all three bags on as well. Launches an AIM-120 off the wings. As Officer fires one in return. Officer's at 13,000 feet though, so hopefully can get down fast enough. Launches two AIM-120s. Let's see if this missile heading for Officer has some potential. The track doesn't look fantastic. In fact, the track looks bad. and has not found its target. Meanwhile, the two fired towards Kainau. Going to have to contend with Kainau going cold. Leodama and Duck Agent trade AIM-120s at 10 nautical miles. Meanwhile, the J-11 fires the first SD-10 towards Aeolus. It's AIM-120 chasing down Leodama. Leodama successfully gets this one to go into the ground, and it does. This SD-10 heading towards Aeolus may actually have potential. Aeolus is going to have to defend a little bit harder than this. Looks like Aeolus has turned cold at the right time. Meanwhile, more missiles heading towards Nacho. These 120s. No speed at all, but if they had a little bit... Meanwhile, this missile is getting dead close to Aeolus. Let's see if we can see it. Aeolus managed to just climb out of its way. Meanwhile, Leodama's got a missile to contend with here. Dodges it. It notches into the terrain. Leodama gets away. Officer, right on the front lines, launching missiles all over the place. Fires his last AIM-120. Looks like it's up towards XG at 7 nautical miles. Baseball quite far south and out of the fight, but at 47,000 feet. So he's going to have plenty of range. This missile heading towards XG. How fast is it going? 900 knots. Is it going to have the legs? It's going to get close, but not close enough. Duck Agent and Leodama exchange missiles. Duck Agent's missile hits the terrain. How about the one going for him? It hits the terrain as well. Both splash it into the terrain. Officer now down to AIM-9Ms, being pinched by Andy, Kainau, Nacho. Andy fires a massive off-bore sight AIM-120 towards the Merc. But these trees are notching trees. And that missile gets notched. He sees it pass right in front of him. No impact. Kikaku and Scout Urbu now pushing Duck Agent, who still has AIM-9Ms left, has his lights on, which might not be the best choice. AIM-120 heading for Duck Agent. 2 AIM-120s heading for Duck Agent now. The first one is no good, goes for the terrain. The second one is chasing him down. Duck Agent gets splashed and goes down, the first casualty on the team of inSky. The J-11 at 36,000 feet, dumping chaff and firing AIM SD-10s and R-27s. Okay. Scout Urbu going to have to contend with this. And the SD-10 finds its mark. Scout Urbu goes down. So Duck Agent gets taken down by Scout Urbu and then gets taken down in turn. But it looks like we're missing 2 members of Nemesis, so we'll have to see what happened to the other one. We've got a merge coming on. Officer down to AIM-9Ms. Fires his second to last missile. Fires his last missile, chasing down this F-16, and manages to connect. Officer, out of missiles, out of options. Takes down Kainau now. 2 AIM-120s taking out a F-16 that's down to guns. Do either of these have potential? Neither of them connect. Baseball now having to contend with quite a lot of members here, but has an AIM-120 getting close. Baseball, you got to defend. Baseball! Oh! Did that missile make it off the rail? No, it didn't. It was destroyed in the detonation. So we have a 3v4. Aeolus and Kikaku, the only ones with missiles left. Officer's best hope here is to just be a distraction. Of course, they don't know that Officer is out of missiles, so they're going to be a little bit reluctant to push him. But Officer is bone dry when it comes to munitions. Aeolus having to contend with another SD-10, forcing him to get chased really far away from the fight. Kikaku. What's on your wings, buddy? What have you got? Only AIM-9Ms, but one AIM-120, so there is work to be done here. Nacho fires an AIM-7 at Kikaku, who is going to have to defend that in the terrain. Has plenty to use, though. Officer gets splashed, finally. And Kikaku fires an AIM-120, but Nacho's right behind him. You can see him down in the terrain down there. Does Nacho have any AIM-120s left? He's got a Sparrow, and he's got 2 Sidewinders. Kikaku can see him. Missile comes off the wings towards Kikaku and impacts. Kikaku gets splashed. Nacho managing to deal with that. Aeolus, the last one left. A 1v4. Two AIM-120s left, so he's not out of the fight yet. If every missile he fires from now on connects, he'll be right as rain. Looks like he's facing down against the J-11, which has only got 27s. Actually, that might be an SD-10. The last SD-10 coming off the rails towards Aeolus, who's going to have to defend really, really hard here to get away from it. This SD-10 will burn for a while. And impact! Aeolus gets splashed. Let's look at these missiles as they reach their inevitable conclusions. This one's no good. What about this one? Actually, is this one no good? Oh, he disconnects too early! No, the missiles were still in the air. So the remaining members of inSky, Andy45, XG, 2001, and Nacho begin the journey home. And it looks like 2001 doesn't need these R73s anymore. So if you're lucky enough to live in the town of Martivli, you might get your house exploded for free as a little SATAC treat. So if you live in any of these nearby buildings, you're about to get a free SATAC souvenir. Kaboom! And XG begins the journey home. Let's have a look at the TAC view, because we did miss some stuff there. Okay, my first question. We did not see Leodama go down. What done happened to Leodama? Actually, who was the first one to go down? Was it Scout Urbu? Okay, so... Oh, check this out. inSky's really good at doing this. Firing their 120s and SD-10s at quite a high angle. So Nacho comes along here. Leodama... The range is 8.3 nautical miles, closing to 7, 7.5, both launch at 7 nautical miles. Nacho turning for just long enough to get him in sight. Both defend really hard. But Leodama not getting lucky enough to win the notch and getting splashed here, but Nacho managing to defend against that AIM-120 somehow. Meanwhile, Officer did really well here, keeping a lot of inSky tied up for a long time. Chases down Kainau, who gets too close. AIM-9 comes off the wings. Does track, actually. The first one does track. I didn't expect it to. And Kainau becomes a hole in the ground. Baseball getting caught quite low, quite high, and quite far away, which works in favor of the J11 here, but Baseball getting a little bit caught out of range. You see Scout Urbu gets done with the double whammy combo of the R27 ET and the SD10. That's why you want to be dropping Chaff and Flare. He does manage to successfully notch the SD10, but the ET has nothing to distract it. Baseball comes in to help here. But Officer is down to guns. And here Nacho manages to get quite a really spicy... Yeah, you see, this is trouble right here. This is an important situation to keep your eyes open for. Is that whilst having an altitude advantage like this is fantastic for attacking, and it does impart your missile with a lot of power, it means that once you close within 7 or 8 nautical miles to someone who's lower than you, the rocket's motor will have all the power it needs to make its way up to you. You have to defend really hard. And unfortunately, Baseball just turns back in. Gets splashed here. A great shot by Nacho, who also... What's going on with this AIM 120? This AIM 120 looks like it was going for the fuel tank. Actually, it was shot at XG, and then it sees the fuel tank, and it's like, oh, cool. And it's like, oh, now there's no one in front of me. Bugger. Officer here still keeping them distracted. And AIM 9, though, seals the deal. The last ET as well comes off the rails against him once he's already dead, so at least that took the ETs out of the fight. Alright, let's have a look at the landings. Mav, this is a taxiway. A very short taxiway. Still not a bad effort. So, XG makes it down, secures the win. You see, this is why this team is called inSky and not on ground, because they prefer to be flying. Landing, I think, is more of a nuisance than anything else. Is he going to land on a taxiway as well? A lovely landing by Andy45. Who's up next? Nacho. DCS should introduce options to buy property in DCS matches, and in DCS maps. I mean, tech, there's nothing stopping you from buying a house in the Caucasus. They're probably not that expensive. Imagine being such a DCS fan. Yes, there'll be another match after this one that'll be hosted by 81 Banana. We'll give a shout out to 81 Banana. He will be hosting... Let me check my notes. Tor, the Art of Warfare versus TFT. Tor is a very good team. And TFT ought to be putting up a good fight as well, so that one will be well worth watching. You did in Montenegro? Oh, I see. No, you know what I want to buy? Where is it? I want to build a house right here. I want to build a house in between these two runways and live in it. So that DCS players can bomb my house forever while they're learning how to use their weapons. Really is a strange design for a runway. You know what? 2001 might be out of fuel. Are the engines off? No, they might just be idling. They don't idle at 30%, do they? Is he out of fuel? Very nice flying, Aeolus. In fact, I'll be in the Discord interview room. Oh my god, he's going fast. Is he going to use the parachute? Nope. Manages to get down with absolutely no sippies left in the plane. Request rearming. Copy. Request refueling. Copy. And there we have it. So that secures the second round for inSky. as they have all crashed off the runway now. And Kikaku will join me? Fantastic. We'll see if anyone's up for a little bit of an interview. But I am a little bit rough, so you will excuse me if they're kept a little bit short. And I know it's very impolite of me to harp on about this, but I am now one follow away from 4,000. We're at 3,999. Hello, is that Kikaku from Nemesis?
Yep, that's me.
Well, how are you guys feeling? That was a fantastic match. You guys did really well. Unfortunately, inSky is a tough team. So, what are your takeaways?
They had some good tactics. First round, definitely with 2 high and fast F-15s. They boxed us in pretty well. We tried to engage up the middle. It was a little tough dealing with some. We lost a little bit of SA in the middle, but it was a bit of a fur ball. And I think we stayed a little too high in the first round.
Discord touch base. Hi, I hope this message finds you well.
Sorry.
Yeah. The second round, they switched it up, and it was interesting. I think they were flying a J-11 the second round.
Yes, they were.
And that was a different thing to deal with. I think we assumed they would have the same tactics, and so we responded. And so it was great, sort of switching things up. A great sort of idea on their part, and I think it was effective on their part. But we did our best to sort of block up the middle in the second round.
And I think you did a good job of it too. I think it was a really tough fight, and you guys definitely kept them on their toes. So sometimes matches are close and sometimes matches aren't close, but I would call that match close. Certainly some really good shots. Officer managing to attract the attention of the entire enemy team.
I did notice that towards the end, and I think at some point I was going to try to turn towards it to help him, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can help.
So he didn't have any missiles left anyway. He was a gunfighter by the end, so I think he was just a flying decoy after that. But in preparation for the next matches coming up, what do you think you guys will focus on?
I think we're going to focus on a little bit more of let's say, scripted ingress methodology. We were missing a couple people today, and so I think we're going to focus on improving our strategic approach towards the match. While we all have a lot of experience with notching and fighting and furballs and stuff like that, we want to sort of build a cohesive strategy.
In fact, behind. The tricky part isn't always defending the missile as much as it is getting back into the fight once you've defeated it. That turnaround point is really tricky to get just right. But you guys did fantastic and well done. You guys are all Greek?
Most of the team is Greek. I'm from the US, and we have a couple of people from the Czech Republic.
Oh, fabulous. Well, very happy to see a team with a bit of national pride going on. And of course, as well, we have the members of inSky here from China. How are you guys feeling? Congratulations. Welcome to SATAC 2025.
Yeah, thanks for the congratulations. Yeah, that's definitely a interesting match. Like, as I thought the first one, so I noticed that the Nemesis, your notching skill is pretty impressive. Like, I have been hearing conversations from our F-16s and F-18 Charlie, and basically saying that they keep saying that you keep launching their missiles. So yeah.
Wonderful. Well, you guys did a really good job, and I don't think anyone was surprised. 2 F-15s in the first match, but not in the second. What was the choice there? Was it just swapping out pilots, or?
So basically, like we have a lot of members, and we are thinking like we should try out different like setups, and that different pilots like try to play the matches. Yeah, so that everyone got their experience, and we can also see like which is best. What will be the best was.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes getting just the opportunity to play in some matches really helps people just get used to
absolutely
the feeling of it all.
Yeah, like sometimes you could be a very good player, but sometimes you just get nervous and you cannot be 100% effective. That's pretty bad, I would say. Like so, I would say just try to give some people more experience, let them try it, and then like they will be confident about themselves and something like that.
Do you think inSky has what it takes to go all the way in 2025?
Yeah. I mean, we will try our best. We'll try our best this year, definitely.
Fabulous. Well, it's such a pleasure to speak to all of you guys. Thank you so much for flying and fighting for us today. Firstly, for Kikaku and Nemesis, are there any shout-outs you'd like to make, or anyone you'd like to say thank you to, or anything? Go right ahead. The stage is all yours.
Thank you to inSky. Congratulations on the win. It was a good fight. And thanks a lot for organizing this tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah. 51st PVO does a good job. Technitinium is in chat, and I'm sure he appreciates that very much. Same goes for you, inSky, if you have anything you'd like to share. 1969.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you for the hosting this entire event, and funding those sponsorships is definitely not an easy task to do. And also thank you for hosting the streaming. So just want to check here, like, can you see our liveries, like my livery and my teammates livery? Like my livery.
I could see which one are you? Are you Nacho or 2001?
I'm like one of the F-15 first round.
Oh, I was given a skin pack that didn't have any F-15s in it.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a link to the skin pack that I had, and we can get that updated for you.
Yeah. So basically, I thought you have my skin because like I gave it to you like last year. So maybe you.
Oh, is that the Idolmaster one?
Yeah, Idol Master. Yeah.
Oh yes. Unfortunately, I had to reinstall DCS since then, and I lost it.
No, not a problem. Not absolutely not.
No worries, but we'll get that sorted out for the next one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I will say goodbye to you guys and wish you all the best in your matches to come. Thank you very much.
Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I will. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, that's where we wrap up here. Whoops, wrong screen. Here we go. Now, as Tech has been saying, on 81 Bananas channel, there'll be a match in an hour and about, what are we looking at? 15 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. On 81 Bananas channel, you can see the link in the description. Thank you for being patient with me while I'm a little bit sick. Don't forget to interact with all of the links for SATAC. Thank you very much for the follows. I am happy to say that Light is in Your Bed and Die Another Day both got there at the exact same moment and have brought us to 4,001. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful for everyone being here. Here are links to my socials as well, in case you want to engage with any of those. And I will continue to bring you all of the SATAC matches that I can. We have a fantastic match lined up with Tor and TFT in an hour and 50 minutes on 81 Bananas channel. And then the next match will be on March the 7th. And we'll be getting kicked off with some more matches, including Storks, 9G, 45th, Chinese J Long, 104th, 36 Stormer Virtuale, 179th Dogs, the ACR, and GVAW, ETF, and the 367th MTSO. Some really, really good teams, and some teams I haven't had a chance to cast before, so I hope you tune in and enjoy it all. Thanks, guys. And I will see you on 81 Bananas channel for the next match. Good luck. Have a great weekend. Have a good week to come. And I'll see you later. Big love.